Hey y'all, it's Jess. Welcome back for another video. So today I'm going to be sharing my May garden tour with you guys, and y'all, I cannot wait to share with you how my garden is looking. Like, everything is starting to look lush and full. Everything is waking up. Things are starting to bloom and come alive, and it's making me so happy. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now that the pollen is finally done, I can finally get to my spring cleaning. So I'm going in with my pressure washer sent to me by Vivor. I will have this linked in the description box. I'm using the turbo nozzle to go in and just blast away all of the dirt. And then I go back in with the fine concentration nozzle just to give everything a nice blast clean. Alright you guys, so I got everything all cleaned up and decorated, and everything just looks so fresh and tidy. I'm so ready for the season. So let's go ahead and move on to May's garden tour. And I'm so sorry about the wind, you guys. It is super chilly and windy today. We just got a big rainstorm last night, so everything will look a little bit like damp, but the color should pop. So anywho, starting off with my front door, this is the same wreath that I had last year. I picked this up from Marshall's. It is looking a little bit faded in some areas just because it's already gone through a whole season, but I think it'll carry me through this year just fine, and I might replace it next year. But I just love the ruffly pink texture that it provides. So cute. And then down below that, flanking each side of my doorway, I just decided to repurpose my plastic urns. I've actually had these urns, I think, for 4 years now. Last year I did Eugenia topiary in them. They did amazing. This year I decided to go with 2 hydrangea topiary. I actually picked these 2 up on clearance from Lowe's. They were originally $44.98. Got them half off. Not a bad deal at all. These are hydrangea macrophylla, so they will come back for me every year. I will have to overwinter these in my garage. But I just love the big pink pop of color that these provide. Like, let me show you a close-up of these blooms. They're so pretty and massive. Like, here's my hand for size. They're about the same size of my hand. I love the big dark leaf green. And then I think on this one over here, yep, this one has a new bloom that still has yet to open. So I'll get to enjoy that the remainder of the season. These were forced to bloom early to be ready for the Mother's Day sale. So typically these will bloom around the June through September timeframe. They'll be more along the lines of this hydrangea down here, which is a hydrangea I've had for 2 years now. Still have not potted it up. It's in its original Southern Living plants container. This one is called City Line Mars. It is a big leaf hydrangea. You can see what the blooms will look like down there. Just starting to onset some of its buds. So cannot wait to see this one come into bloom. It's a deep purple color. Cannot wait to see those. And then down here in front, this is one of my hydrangeas that I overwintered in my garage. It's been struggling. This one was supposed to be an annual hydrangea. I was told that it would not come back. It came back, and look, you guys, it is trying to bloom for me. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. It has been struggling because something hatched in it. I had like a whole bunch of worms in it. If you watch my previous tour videos, I did repot it and treated it. So the worms are gone, but it's just struggling to come back. I think I'm gonna have to come in and like stake these branches individually. Yeah, I'll do that after this video, but I'm just excited for my one little bloom on this. So I'm gonna let this one do its thing. I do have another one over here. So this one is doing phenomenal, you guys. Like, the blooms are already coming. Here's a close-up. So it's a sweet light pink color outlined in a deeper dark pink. I've got several blooms that are coming on it, so I'll definitely be sure to give you guys an update next month in my June tour. And then down here in my front black urn, I literally just gave this a touch-up spray paint job, so waiting on that to dry. It's been raining, so we'll just see how that goes. But anywho, I did pot up a gorgeous hibiscus in here. It's orange blooming, y'all. I'm so sad that it's not in bloom for this tour for you guys, but hopefully it will be for June. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like. It has been blooming its heads off, and I've just been kind of deadheading them. They've kind of been falling off on their own, but I did trim it back to encourage more blooms to come. So enjoying that here. And then I almost forgot to mention, my rug is from Kirkland, so really welcoming entryway here. And then moving right along up here on my patio, I just kept it really simple. I reused my cushions from the previous years. And Jensen is attacking something. I don't know what's going on. That's Jory, by the way. Jensen is coming through my blinds. Hi, Nini. You want to make your... Are you okay? I need you not to tear up my blinds, please, okay? Like, this is... What are you doing? Jensen, what are you doing? You can't sit there, Nini. Okay, I'll raise the blinds for y'all, but let me finish up here. Anyways, so my cushions are both from Walmart. I've been using these for the past couple years. Love the simplicity of them. And then this is actually one of my hydrangeas. I've had this hydrangea, I think, for 3 years. Planted over in my shade garden. I dug it up and potted it. This is white blooming, so it doesn't look like I have any blooms on setting on this one yet. So hopefully I'll get some blooms. There'll be a white blooming hydrangea. And then lastly over here, I planted up a tree-formed gardenia. I believe this one is called Amy. Not quite sure, it's just labeled gardenia, so thanks, Home Depot. But anywho, it has a gorgeous white bloom to it. I'll insert a picture. I do have a few buds that are coming. I think I saw one, yep, another one down here. Another one right here. So cannot wait to see those open up. This tree smells amazing, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to put it up here on my patio, is because I wanted to enjoy that fragrance. It is so strong. So it will do fine over on this side. Gardenias are very temperamental. If they get too dry, they will turn yellow and drop their flowers. Also, if they stay too wet, they'll turn yellow and drop their flowers. So I think by having it in the pot, I can monitor that a lot better. And then it does get full afternoon sun over on this side, so I think it'll do fine. So that's pretty much it for my front patio. Let's move on to the front garden bed. All right, you guys, so here's a look at what my front garden view is currently looking like. So full of color. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited to see everything fill in. So I'm not going to go plant by plant like I normally do. If you guys are interested in that, check out some of my previous garden tour videos. I'm just pretty much going to give you guys an overview of what everything is looking like and point out any changes that I've made. So starting off over on this corner, like I always do y'all see how massive my daylily is? Like, oh my goodness, it's going to be so full of color. I cannot wait. Do you guys see that it's starting to set some of its buds? Oh, I'm so ready for its show. So this is actually 3 daylilies. I know I mentioned this in every video, but there's 3 planted here in one big clump. So I might end up dividing this at the end of fall. We'll see. And then my mum here is starting to onset some buds as well. This one does bloom in the fall. It looks like it got nipped by the cold over here, so I might prune out some of this cold damage. But other than that, it's been doing great. My dahlias, you guys, I wish this was in full bloom for y'all, but I do have a couple blooms to share with you. Do y'all see that there? Let me see if I can fix the color. Well, maybe not, but y'all get the idea. I'll insert a picture, but I have a ton of buds coming. My blue spruce is still doing great. Do y'all see how big my autumn joy sedums have gotten? Oh my gosh, they are so cute. I love this tight, compact structure when they come out this way. These were planted as tiny little clearance plants, and I think now that they're in their 3rd season, they're really starting to get into their own. So excited to see how those do. They are starting to set on their buds as well. They don't bloom until late fall, so enjoy those later on. I did trim up my euonymus, also my Sun and Stubson's hosta, you guys. Y'all saw last fall that I divided it completely in half, and it has just come back full blown. So massive and healthy, and it has filled in this entire area, which I love every single year. I love the big bold texture. So I'm thinking I probably should have divided it in quarters instead of in half. So I'll probably do some more divisions on that this fall and then move them to my shade garden. So excited about that. Back row is still doing great. Still have not decided if I'm moving my cryptomeria or not. It's still trying to come back. My autumn frost hostas have come in gorgeous. I know I said it wasn't going to go plant by plant, but everything just looks so pretty, you guys. I did tuck in 2 coleus. These are Ridiculous Coleus by Proven Winners. Normally I do the Golden Dreams, but I wanted to switch it up this year. I think they'll do great, just add a nice pop of color. My 2 hydrangeas that I thought were dead, you guys, they are starting to leaf out, so I'm excited about those 2 coming back. Hopefully I'll get some blooms. Not too much different up here. I did mulch the bed. My salvia has come into bloom. So pretty. So once these bloom stalks are done, I will give it a nice haircut, and then it'll flush out again for the summer. My daffodils, y'all know I was impatiently waiting their show, and now I'm impatiently waiting for them to die back down to the ground. So I'm just letting their green foliage yellow, and then once it really turns yellow, I'll cut it back. But it's really messing with the tidiness of this bed for me. But anywho, my angel wings are coming in amazing. Loving how big and bold that silver texture is up here. They shine so bright at nighttime and at dusk. I love looking at that. And then my showstopper for this bed obviously are my impatiens, and they are just blooming their heads off, you guys. I'm so glad I decided to go back and alternate the colors. So I do have orange purple. They're so pretty. Loving how those are looking. And then lastly, over here on the side, my lamb's ear has flushed out. You guys saw how bald it was when I trimmed it back. It has filled in, and I'm not sure what happened here, but I went back and popped in one that I got on clearance. So that's starting to leaf out. I'm not even sure if it's the same variety, but at this point I don't even care. I just want the ring completed. So that is pretty much it for my front garden. I just need to finish mulching in this little area here, but everything else is looking so lush and full of color. And then over here in my front corner, I just kind of like treat this as my dumping area. I do have a perennial mum that is coming back and already coming into bloom. Excited about that. This one right here is also a perennial mum. Not sure what color it was. I'll have to go back and watch my fall video, but that one's coming back. And then I had one extra impatient I just popped in there, and then this is actually a Super Tuner Bordeaux that I got on clearance. I had originally purchased 2 Super Tuner Bordeaux to pop in my planters here. Popped in one here, and then this one is actually a Super Tuner Silverberry that I got on clearance as well. So I thought it'd be cute to have 2 different colors and just pop the third one down there. And then down here I have some leftover vinca that I had from my tree ring project, which let's go ahead and look at the update on that. So as I stated, we did just get a rainstorm. The sun is just starting to come out. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, but y'all, the tree ring has been doing amazing. I've literally been coming out here and hand watering it every single day just because I still have not, I know y'all, still have not connected my drip, but I will get that done probably in the next week or so. I want to get it done before it starts getting like 90 degrees consistently here. But y'all, everything is starting to fill in so nicely. I do have a couple of blooms coming on my geranium there. Do y'all see that? Heucheras are doing great. And then also, look y'all, I'm so excited. My verbena are starting to bloom. So I'm so sorry with what my camera is doing. I'm not sure why it's not picking up the colors correctly, but I'm just so happy, you guys. I think I finally found some plants that are happy in this ring. Down here on my property line border, all of my Manhattan euonymus have like literally tripled in size. They're doing so well. They do need a haircut, so I'll probably do that next week in a video with you guys. And then down here at the mailbox bed, everything is also looking so lush and pretty. Things are starting to fill in. I did pop in some Calibrachoa underneath my fluffy gold arborvitaes there. Barberry is coloring up. Abelia is flushing out. Like everything just looks so lush and full. I love this bed, and it's so low maintenance. And then same thing over here in the barberry bed. Things are starting to look a little bit overgrown. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I'm just loving all of the color. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my previous video, but I did pop in one of my soft touch hollies from the backyard just to fill in this area. It's a nice evergreen shrub here, so I think it'll do nice. My Japanese maple's doing amazing. All of my shrubs are doing great. They all need a haircut, so that will be upcoming in a video. Y'all stay tuned. And then moving back up my driveway, all of my arborvitae balls are doing great. And in between them, I did pop in some of my leftover vinca from the tree ring project as well. And then also my front garage planters are doing great as well. I have my first begonia bloom, you guys. Do y'all see how massive that is? Oh, I knew I was picking the right plant when I saw this in the garden center. So I cannot wait to see more blooms form on that. I literally would have been happy if I just filled the whole basin with just that one plant. Like so pretty. Cannot wait to see this begonia bloom as well. My little, what is this? This is sweet potato vine has been struggling, you guys. It did get nipped by the cold, so I probably should just give it a harsh cutback and then just let it reflush out. My wallerianas have been blooming their heads off. Like, I have so many buds that are coming. I wish this was in full bloom for you guys, but I've just been enjoying these so much. I'm definitely going to repeat these again next year. Here's a quick look at my other planter on the other side of my garage. This one also has its first begonia bloom. So massive, you guys. Like, I was not expecting them to be this big. And oh, so this is what the other begonia blooms will look like. Just a dainty little pink bloom with that yellow throat. So pretty. Cannot wait to see the cannas bloom. I just think this is going to be a gorgeous container. And then moving on to my shade garden, everything is starting to fill in and come into its own, and I'm so loving it so far, you guys. Really wanted to make sure that I give you guys a shot of this geranium. This is a geranium I picked up last year on clearance called Boom Chocolata, and y'all see the sweet little purple blooms? I think they're so gorgeous. Love them in between my Decilium here, which are finally starting to leaf back out. I'm so excited about that. My hostas are coming back in. Y'all saw my guacamole has been untouched, you guys. They did not even die back down for the fall and winter. They have been here and just been shining their heads off. And then my plantain lily has come in gorgeous as well. So loving this front half of the bed. Everything is starting to come back. I did mulch this bed. Looks like, oh, I still didn't do this area back here, so ignore that. I have a few clearance hydrangeas waiting to get in the ground. And then everything over here, y'all, I am just so loving it. You guys did see that I trimmed up my spiral. This one still looks a little butchered. I'm really debating, you guys. Leave me a comment down below on what you think. Should I make this the ball and then spiral, or should I just let it grow in and continue as a spiral? I'll insert the picture. Y'all leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And then this half of the bed, I think, is probably my favorite area in my entire garden. I am just so happy with how this is starting to fill in. Everything is so full and lush. This right here is a praying hands hosta that has come back beautifully. Loving all of my perennials, you guys. So I'm also, this one here, y'all, I originally had 3 fire and ice planted in a trio right here. This spiral used to be planted further back. So when I moved it forward, apparently, and I don't recall doing this, I moved them all into one clump. So I actually have 1, 2, 3 all planted in a mass here, which is fine. I'm enjoying all of the foliage, but I think next fall I'm going to actually dig them up and plant them kind of like in a curve to follow and flow back that way. So I'm just happy I didn't lose one of my hostas. And then y'all, the showstopper of this bed, do y'all see the blooms on my calla lily? Like, look at that. Oh my goodness, I am just so in love. I come out here and just stare at this plant every single day, and the foliage, y'all know how I feel about ruffled and speckled leaves. It's just, this is just a phenomenal plant. Like, I have no words. I'm at a loss for words for this, you guys. It does still have all of its cold damage from when we had that frost earlier in the season, but it has just leafed out and I don't even pay attention to it. It is just so gorgeous, so big and lush. I do plan on dividing this so that I'll have more in my garden as well. So I am loving that. Same thing with the one over here. This one is blooming and doing amazing. Okay, so update. You guys did see in my clearance haul video that I purchased 8 sublimes on clearance. I did that intentionally. So y'all know I originally had a hedge of these small little hydrangeas. They only grow one by one. Like, I need them to fill in this wall space. So I bought 5 to replace them. I've already planted one over there, which is leafing out with new growth. So excited to do that. I have 1, 2, 3 still left to plant, which will be replacing these 3. And then I have one over here that I've already planted as well, leafing out amazing. So I am so excited about these. Cannot wait to see them fill in and have my green backdrop with those gorgeous green and white blooms. Like, I think my vision is just finally coming to life. I cannot believe that I found those, and these literally were $6.25. Cut them back and they are flushing out, so they're going to do great. Also, I did pick up some hellebores on clearance, you guys. So I did pop in 3 in this bed. Here's one right here. Let me give you a close-up on the foliage. Look at that. So pretty. So I did try and clean up like the really bad foliage, but I wanted to leave some so that it can still photosynthesize and get the energy that it needs to feed the roots. But this is what the blooms look like. And I really was never a fan of hellebores just because I don't like the fact that their blooms like face downward. It's kind of like they're hanging their heads, but I just couldn't pass up that deal, you guys. They were originally $14.98. I got them all for $2.50. So I think they'll fill in this space and do amazing. Here's another one that I tucked in right here. Behind that, I have 2 white blooming calla lilies that are coming back. Can't wait to see those bloom. Giant hosta is a brother Stefan that's doing great. And then down in front, y'all, still impatiently waiting. So these are white blooming hyacinth bulbs that I'm just letting absorb all of the sunlight they can to feed those bulbs so they'll come back next year. I think I'm going to give it a couple more weeks and then I'll come in and just cut them off so they'll go down underneath the soil, and I'll come in and plant some pretty annuals in between them. I already mentioned the calla lily. Let me give y'all a close-up just because I enjoy these blooms so much. Oh, just so gorgeous. I just can't, like, look at this cup. This is perfection. Oh, and they're so massive. I am just so in love with that plant. I just can't say enough. My candy tuft is starting to fizzle out with their blooms. I love that big pop of white bold color. Cannot wait to see those fill in next year. My spiral, you guys saw I pruned, is doing amazing. Loving that structure. And then over here is the last hellebore that I tucked in. So I've got 3. I'm thinking about maybe doing an oak leaf hydrangea in that back corner over there. I know from where I'm standing it doesn't look like a big space, but it's actually a big area back there in that corner. My rhododendron, I think I'm going to go ahead and do some pruning on it just because I want to kind of shape it. It literally just finished blooming, so this is the time, if I'm going to do any trimming, I need to go ahead and do it now before it starts to onset its buds for next year. So I'm just so happy that this one is loving its life and doing so well since I transplanted it. Moving on, you guys, my 2 topiaries. These are my heartaches right now. Like, they are giving the most stress for me. They were so full and lush last year, and then they both got damaged in that harsh frost that we had in December, and they are struggling to come back. So I have literally been babying these. I did come out here in the pouring down rain with my boyfriend. We moved both of the pots into the garage so that we could work like staying dry, not in the rain. We pulled both of them out of their pots just to check the roots. I wanted to make sure nothing was going on because these have balded so much. Like, they're so bare compared to what they were last year. So I just wanted to check the roots, make sure nothing was going on, and I also wanted to run drip up through the pot. So I do have, if you guys can see, a drip line. This actually runs up through the hole down the bottom and comes out, and I'm going to be attaching a bubbler so that these can get properly watered. I think this damage is due to a combination of improper watering because I just stopped watering them last year, so that was my fault, and then also that frost that we had. So it is also on pot feet, so it's raised up, it won't kink the line, and then when I'm watering it, I'm watching the water drain out the bottom because the roots actually go all the way down to the bottom of the pot now. So I'm going to be babying these. These are my babies for this year. So I'm just loving and enjoying their blooms. Once they're done blooming, I am going to give them a slight haircut. I spoke to a man at the garden center, and he stated once I start trimming on them, that should trigger for it to start leafing out along this bare area here. So I'm just waiting for the blooms to die off, and then we'll give the haircut. Moving into the backyard. Oh boy, still a work in progress. All right, you guys, so here is what the entry to my backyard is looking like. Could not decide which direction I want to go with first. I think I'm going to start off with my new bed. If you guys missed my backyard makeover part 1 video, definitely go check that out. It is so long and inspirational, but it was definitely a project well worth it, and I am just so in love. This is my retired rehab row, and it is looking phenomenal, you guys. Y'all just don't understand how much I have been enjoying seeing this bed every single morning. So really quick, I'm going to run through the plants that I have over here. This one in the corner is my Pinky Winky hydrangea on standard. This one used to sit over here on the corner on the other side of the fence, so I relocated it here just because I needed something that when I open the door, it would not hit it. So it fits perfectly. I am going to keep it trimmed, like these outer limbs will stay trimmed so that I don't have an issue. And then down below that, I planted a mix of clearance annuals, which my need for balance and symmetry is like thrown off right now because I have 2 purples planted too close together. I'm just now realizing that. So I think I'm going to switch these 2 just so that I can have a nice balance. They're all nice and wilted for the video for you guys, just because of the rainstorm we just got. But I will go here, top it off with some fresh soil, pull out these weeds. Anywho, this will be on drip as well. So I have this nice drip line. I'm just going to attach it to a bubbler so everything will be nice and automated. And then let me step back from this view. So when you come in, all of this will be pathways. So ignore, I'm not even gonna bother trying to like grow grass here or cover up the cardboard and landscape, because all of this will be a formal pathway leading out into the garden. I will unfortunately have to dig up this daylily because the new garden cart that I have is, I think, about 4 feet wide. It fits through the gate perfectly fine, but it does run over half of this plant. That's why it's showing all of this dead foliage. So I'm going to have to dig that up, relocate it to be able to come in with my formal edging. It will be the same edging that I'm using on this side, so it'll be a nice formal bed. But anywho, all of the arborvitaes planted in this bed are Homestrup arborvitaes. They're all doing great except for 2 I still have my eye on. This down here is an Ito peony called First Arrival. It's done blooming, so I just need to go in and cut off its bloom stalks so that it won't set seeds. So I had 3 this year. There's 1 here, 1 there, and 1 here. They were gorgeous in bloom. I'll insert that picture for you guys. Cannot wait to see this one come back next year. So I'm thinking this is going to become a peony bed because I have so many that I've planted, and this is the perfect location. It gets the perfect lighting requirements for peonies, so I think I'm going to have a lot of peonies in this bed. These 3 right here are deciduous azaleas that I picked up, trying to decide where I want to locate those as well. And then the 2 behind it, actually no, I'm sorry. These 2 right here are the 2 that I'm concerned about. So this one right here has been dropping a lot of its needles even after I replanted it. So I'm just, y'all, I don't know. I do have 1 extra Homestrup that I picked up that's still in the garage that I can replace it with if it does not survive. But I'm just concerned because it's starting to like yellow out and it's just not looking good, you guys. So I might end up pulling this one out. This one, I'm keeping my eye on, you guys. I think it's just slow to recover. Arborvitaes are slow to recover anyway from any type of stress. But what's giving me hope is these limbs used to be super, super like flimsy. I know you can't tell from the video, but they've gotten a lot sturdier. So I'm hoping eventually this will stand back up. This one is almost back upright, so I think this one will be okay. And then this one over here is the one that I replaced. It's been doing phenomenal, you guys. So I have 1 more of this size that I can replace that other one if it's not going to do well. Over here is another plant that I got, technically not on clearance. This is an Oakland holly. I got it for 52 bucks from the garden center because they said it's just been sitting in the back, not getting any attention. They just gave it to me for 52 bucks. So I do have planned for this once I get all of this mess taken care of. So yeah, this is all a work in progress. This area here is kind of like my dumping ground, so ignore all of the weeds. But I do have a peach tree with several peaches on it. I started out with 25. I did come in and thin out the branches, so I think I have about 10 left, hoping that they do well. Ooh, looks like I might need to thin, got 2 too close here. I might need to thin those out. but I'm hoping it will do well. Last year I only had one that survived, so I'm hoping that these do well. This right here is a Vitex I got on clearance, which is coming back gorgeous. I have a Star Magnolia waiting to get in the ground. I do have two, I know it's hard to see because everything is just weeded, but I have two Limelight Primes right here that are waiting to relocate, and then several boxwoods tucked in here as well. So this will all be eventually a nice, gorgeous, lush area. It was supposed to be a planting bed, but I decided to extend this one out. So this will be probably some lawn area. Not sure yet. Okay, moving on to my bay window bed. So let's start off with the topiary. Y'all, I wish the topiaries on the other side of the fence looked this good. Like, this one literally had balded. I'm not sure if you guys saw my March tour video. It was completely bald. It has leafed out and flushed out so well. It's also blooming. So once it's done blooming again, I will come in and give this a haircut, shape it up. The Calibrachoa underneath have been doing great. I've been watering from this side, so that's why everything's kind of pushed this way. So I think I need to just flush everything out so it'll be nice and evenly full. I have 3 Happy Returns. No, these are Stella de Oro daylilies planted around. Again, I will have to move that one. I think I'm going to move it to this side and then relocate this daylily. This is a Grapette daylily that I moved from Rehab Row. And this is a fluffy gold arborvitae here. So everything's doing well. Just need to kind of reposition things to get ready for my formal edging. My topiary back here, y'all, still needs a haircut. It looks so woolly, but it is blooming right now. So this is an Emerald Colonnade Holly. It does bloom these gorgeous, sweet little white flowers. It's all budded up. Actually, hold on. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Do y'all see that little itty bitty flower right there? That's what the flowers look like. So all of these white little things you see are going to open up and be flowers. So once it's done flowering, I'll come in and trim. I'm just waiting on it to finish. I have a blue chiffon Rose of Sharon hibiscus doing amazing right here, you guys. Do y'all see all of the buds lining these stems? It is going to put on a gorgeous show. So this one does not bloom until later in June or July time frame, so I'll definitely give you guys updates. Loving how it's filling out. Down here in front, I have an Asiatic lily that is pink blooming. They have been struggling a little bit. Here's another one over here that is really struggling. By the way, I have not weeded or mulched this entire bed. This is the last area in my garden that I need to weed and mulch. I'm just waiting on everything to finish blooming so that I can do my trimming. Let the trimmings drop, and then we'll weed and mulch over that. So that is the plan. Ignore all of the exposed drip lines as well as the weeds, please. But anywho, not sure what's going on with these two. I'm going to let this one see if it's going to bloom. If not, I might end up pulling those out. But y'all, do y'all see my other ones here? Let me give you a close-up. Look at that. Oh, I'm so in love with that color. So these are Asiatic lilies that I picked up on clearance last year, and they have come back and they are just blooming their heads off. Oh, do you see the little baby? I don't want to disturb him, but do y'all see him? So side note, I did have several praying mantis nests around my property. I just let them do their thing. I think one of the nests just hatched because I've been finding all of these little babies everywhere, and it's making me so happy because that is just natural pest control. So I'm gonna let him do his thing. I do have another clump of the orange Asiatic lily back here, doing great, starting to bloom. All of my compact hollies are doing amazing. These two were transplanted from the other side of my patio earlier this season, loving their life. Along with this beehive holly here was also a transplant. So definitely will be giving those a haircut soon. My showstopper here in the center, y'all, is my Bobo hydrangea. I planted this, I picked this up I think 5 years ago at this point. It only had 3 stems when I bought it on clearance, and it has been transplanted, I want to say upwards of 8 to 10 times at this point. So I'm thinking this is going to be its permanent location. It's just been beefing out every year, doing great. It takes it like a champ. It has white blooming flowers later in the August time frame, so I'll give you guys an update then. Back behind that, I have 4 blue eyes grasses that I transplanted over from Rehab Row. They are closed up right now. They open and close with the sunlight. So again, it's 8 o'clock in the morning right now. All of their buds are closed, but they do open up when the sun comes out with these sweet little purple blooms. It's so, so pretty. I've been enjoying this view every single morning when I wake up. Okay, so stepping back, I have a row of Millennium Garlic, which you guys saw that I divided earlier this season. They're doing great. They will bloom purple flowers later in the season. But my White Wands Veronica, oh, they are just showing out right now. I got all of these on clearance last year. This one right here is a little bit delayed, but I think it's still beautiful. And then down here in front of that, I planted a drift of Supertunia persimmon. And y'all, I have been so impressed with this color. Like, look at that. Oh, they are so, so pretty. I'm definitely going to have to repeat these again next year. I love the tight little mound shape that they've been growing in, but as the season progresses, they will start to spread and just fill in this whole border. So, so pretty and thrilled with that. I'm just loving all of the color and lush in this area. And then I do have a couple of daylilies planted around my base here. This one right here is called Something Rainbow. Oh, y'all, I am so bad with the names. I'm so sorry, but it has a gorgeous pink and purple bloom. And then this one over here is another grapette. So this one has a dark violet purple bloom. Cannot wait to see that bloom. These both bloom later in the season, so I'll definitely give you guys updates. And then this planted in my pot here is my limelight tree on standard that you guys saw that I dug up and put in this pot, I think for my Arbor Day video. Y'all, we have had so many windstorms. I have repotted this thing 4 times. So it has undergone a lot of stress. It has been dropping its leaves. If you guys can see down here, several leaves have fallen off from all of the stress that it's been having. Also had some broken limbs, but I do have it staked, so I think I'll leave it staked for a couple of months just to let the roots really settle in, and then I think it'll be fine. So this one does bloom on new wood, so I still have blooms to enjoy later on in the season, which I'm loving. But y'all, I am just so in love with how this looks, you guys. I'm loving the height. This is exactly what I envisioned in my head. It's going to be amazing. And then down in the base, I did pop in a couple of clearance plants. And y'all, I'm so sorry, I don't remember the names. This is a Violet Something Supertunia by Proven Winners. Gorgeous purple color. And then these two on the front and back side, I did save the tags. I can't remember. This is Proven Winners Luscious Royale Cosmo Lantana. And you guys, let me give you a close-up of these blooms, because when I saw it in the garden center, I was like, I need that. Look at this. So pretty. It looks like a rainbow. Like, I love that yellow, orange, and hot pink. I think it's going to fill in and be so pretty. And then lastly, in this bed, I have another beehive holly that needs to be trimmed. So everything from here over is going to be removed. So I will give you guys a really quick overview of what it's looking like, because I'm no longer ashamed. But yes, all of this will be coming out and my patio will be extended outward. So that is it for this side. Let's move on to the back line. Back line of arborvitaes are all doing great. You guys did see earlier in the season that I dug up several of these, respaced them, and mounted it up super high. Since I've mounted them, they've been loving their planting job. They have not browned or had any issues. They've been doing great. I haven't had any puddling or water issues with the grate that I installed, so that is doing awesome. Also, all of the arborvitaes over here are doing great. So I'm just so thrilled with this space, y'all. I do have another backyard makeover part 2 coming up, where I will be formally edging and making these beds nice and lush. So stay tuned for that coming. And then last but not least, I have to show you guys the update on my gorgeous red plum tree. Oh my goodness, y'all. This tree has been doing phenomenal. When I tell y'all, the day after that I planted this tree, we had like 65-mile-per-hour winds. The whole canopy was completely blown over, which is why you see the stems are still kind of like leaning that way. But it took it like a champ, y'all. Like, no damage, no issues at all. Good thing I had it staked, because I think it completely would have uprooted. But it's doing great. I forgot to give you guys a close-up when I planted this of what the leaves look like. Look at that dark plum color. So pretty. And then the undersides, if you look upward, give kind of like a red tint. So I am so happy. This one has been loving its life. It sits in full sun all day long, so it can get that nice deep red color. So yeah, y'all, that is pretty much it for the backyard. Let's move on to limelights. All right, and last but not least, y'all know I always save the best for last. This is my gorgeous limelight hydrangea hedge. You guys did see earlier in the season I did a harsh prune on all of these, and they have just flushed out with new growth, and they're going to be gorgeous. Cannot wait to see these bloom. So I have mulched most of the bed. I have that short little area down there to finish. And then also, let me give you an update on my endless summer. Really slow recovery from all of the cold damage that we had earlier in the season, but it's still leafing out. I do have a couple of buds setting. You guys can see these here. I've got several buds coming on it, so I think it'll still give me a decent show. I'm just, y'all, so sad for all of the macrophyllus this year. They just got so nipped by that December frost that they're so slow to recover. So yeah, you guys, that is going to conclude my May garden tour. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing everything that is coming into bloom around my property. I'm just so excited for all of the colors. So you guys stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I have a ton of projects and planting coming, so the videos will be coming for y'all. I'm going to keep the inspiration coming. I know that's what you guys enjoy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me know what you guys enjoy seeing. It also helps YouTube know what you like seeing as well. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Peace.